Is it so profitable to send in your cards to PSA for a profit? I would say yes, and in fact, I'm sitting on my Pokemon PSA submission that I just got back in about a month, which is great. And I want to share some tips and tricks with you as you prepare your next PSA order. Let's go. Now here's the thing, I'm a nerd. I love sports, don't get me wrong. Baseball, football, soccer, I'm all about it. I'm also such a huge Pokemon nerd. I grew up in Japan, born and raised. My dad was in the Navy, and in 1996 when Pokemon came out, I was living in Japan. So Pokemon has been in my life, like my whole life. And so I do PC Pokemon myself. I do tend to flip. I know my way around Pokemon cards very comfortably. But here's the thing, I PC full art Japanese cards. I love Pikachu, starter Pokemon, things that are cool, that kind of catches my eye. And I'm also trying to set collect the Wizards of the Coast era. That's a big, tall order, but I have a lot of these cards from a kid and I love them. So this PSA submission, 29 cards in total, 20 are to flip and 9 are for my PC. Here's tip number 1 in trying to grow your PC across PSA orders. First is, spread the cost of grading and shipping across all the cards you intend to sell. So for instance, I have 29 cards in here, but in my math, in the spreadsheets that I keep, I am trying to pay for all of my fees for these 29 cards across 20 cards. So that may raise my cost per card, but in the end, if I reach my goal, I've paid for all the stuff that I wanted to keep for myself, and essentially, that's free. Is that girl math? Maybe, but that works for me. All right, let's dive into some of these grades. First off, we have obviously an English card, and I'm gonna use my little 151 here. Here we go. Darkness Ablaze. I think I got this for 20 something bucks. I wrote that down over here. And I'm sitting on a PSA 10. Let's go. Now these are kind of hard. Some of these, I don't know, they're not necessarily rare, but they're also kind of hard to get. So I'm happy about that. Okay, on to a Japanese card. Here we go. Ooh, Detective Pikachu, Japanese promo, came with a Nintendo Switch game that came out over there. Here's the thing, I saw this come out and I was like, this has to be a card that's gonna go off. I've been tracking it over the last month. I'm not particularly right, but I'm also not wrong. I think they made a lot of these, so the demand isn't really meeting the supply. But that being said, I think I got a good enough price that I'll be all right. So PSA 10, let's go. Now, one of these, I think I have 7 of these. I think I have 7 of these specific promos in this order. I'm not gonna sell all of them. I'm gonna keep one for the PC, so I'm gonna keep a PSA 10. Sweet. Also, another Topps Chrome Charmander, one that I got in a card shop in Ohio, of all places. PSA 10. Charmander starter base Pokemon, PSA 10 Topps Chrome. Now, whether or not that's going to be super valuable, I'll have to comp this in a minute. It's still pretty rad, I think, and that's a pretty sick hit. All right, here we go. More of these Topps Chromes. Again, I came across a card shop in Ohio that had just a bunch of old random stuff, and I was stoked on these to find a Topps Chrome Pokemon card. This one I didn't think was super great, but I'd love a 9. Here we go. That's rough. This will probably be, I'm lucky to get my money back out of this, but it's part of the game we play. Here we go. Next one. Oh, there we go. Pikachu promo 151, not even promo, 151. Nice. This is straight for the PC. Full art Pikachu. Again, what I PC. This is super dope. I love this artwork. I love Pokemon artwork with other Pokemon in it. I know that sounds silly, but that brings me to tip number 2, and that is to stick to the main characters. I know there are some chase rares that are epic of the new Pokemon, and I'm familiar with most of them, to be honest. But when it comes down to the starter Pokemon, the Pikachus, the Charizards, obviously everyone loves the Charizard, stick to that. Gengar, Alakazam. In my opinion and in my experience, it's easier to move main characters. If you look at the success of 151, it's because everyone loves it. It's a neutral ground, it's easy, and people will pay for it. So, tip number 2, stick to the main characters. Sorry, guys. This PSA 10 is going in my PC. I'll set this off to the side. All right, next card, here we go. Ooh, Special Delivery Charizard. I came across this on Facebook Marketplace. I came across this on a Facebook group. Some dude was just moving it, and I think I got him for, I took notes, think I got these special deliveries for $70 both for shipped. So that's about where comps are. It wasn't a crazy deal, but they looked clean. They were still new packaging. And I got a PSA 10. There you go. This one's to flip. I'm excited about this one. This isn't bad. It's a cool promo. I think it's a UK exclusive only, but that's super cool. All right, PSA 10. Not mad at that. Here we go. Ooh, another one. Special delivery Charizard. One. I'm hoping for 2 10s. Here we go. 9. All right. Number 9. Not bad. Not great. Probably get my money back. Recently in PSA, a 9 is pretty much raw, plus grading really. So it's kind of a safe bet. Okay. Another PC card here. I'm trying to get the 151 Japanese full art starter set, all 9 in PSA 10s. So if this is a 10, I'm keeping it. PSA 10, nice. Bulbasaur, one of my favorite Pokemon, to be honest. PC card. Okay, here we go. Okay, again, working on that same thing. Japanese War Turtle, PSA 9. Okay, I think I'm going to sell this one if it makes sense financially, but not bad, not bad. Okay, guys, I am trying to get a PSA 10 I'm trying to source a PSA 10 Ancient Mew. I love that kid. I went to that movie like 16 times, it feels like, as a kid. But I found this copy. I was hoping this one was clean. Here we go. PSA 9. Okay, I will say this is the best one I have, but it's still a 9. Love a 10, but I probably will PC this for now, and we'll see if I can get a 10 later. But I'll sell my 8, I think. Okay, another Topps card. Topps Chrome, and I got a PSA 9. Okay, not bad. I'll take it. These are going okay. They are actually a pretty popular card, but they aren't anything crazy. So happy about that. There we go. All right, second stack. Stick with me. Okay, here we go. Okay, another one of those Detective Pikachus. Another one of these Detective Pikachu promos. 10. Let's go. There we go. Nice. Okay, and I think I have a few more, so I'm assuming, yep. Another 10. Let's go. So I'm assuming these are a few of them. Yep. Dude, another 10. There we go. Number 10. There you go. Sick. 10. Yes. Dude, I went 7 for 7 in Pokemon. I went 7 for 7 in PSA 10s on these. Okay, tip number 3 in sourcing a Pokemon PSA order. When you find a seller you like, a seller you've had good success with, save the seller. I know that sounds so obvious, but you'd be surprised how many sellers don't take care of their stuff, don't ship it properly, don't take care, don't package it, don't know what they're looking for, know what they're doing when they're holding a card. And so the fact that I went 7 for 7 out of one seller out of Japan, I'm going to save that listing, and I'm going to buy anything that I think makes sense from that person, because that person knows what they're doing. So tip number 3, find a seller that takes care of their stuff and buy from them often. Okay, next one, here we go. Ooh, this one's a fun story. I actually bought this card in a collection that I acquired on Facebook. I'm actually going to make a video out of this, but the first thing I did when I got that collection was scrub it for gradable cards. Now, I was pretty interested in most first edition cards if it was maybe going to get an 8 or a 9. This one looked pretty clean. I was hoping for a 10. I know it's a muck, but first edition PSA 10s, no matter which character they are, in the Wizards of the Coast era, go for well. So here we go. PSA 10, please. PSA 9, okay. Again, for being 1999, and that's like, what, 25 years ago now? This is in pretty good shape. I was excited when it was. I'm bummed it's not a 9, but I'll be able to make my money back, if not a little bit more on that. Here we go, next card. Again, working on my 9 PSA 10 Charmeleon. Nice. Okay, that's going in the PC. That's going where I want it to go. Sick. Okay, Professor Oak setup. Another card out of that collection that I acquired. PSA 10, sick. There we go. Good one. Well, I'll make some money. I think it comped before I even sent it in, over 110, and I thought it looked really clean. Tip number 4 when sourcing a PSA order is buy in bulk. The last couple cards we just graded, The last couple of cards I just showed you were all part of a collection that I acquired on Facebook. And the nice thing is, most of these cards I'm selling to cover the cost of the whole collection I bought. And now all these are just pure profit. And if I want to PC them, essentially they were free. So when you get a chance to source cards, even if you really want one card and there's a couple others that you're pretty much interested in, if you can buy 4 or 5 cards, bring the total cost down, you can get more profit or keep the card that you want for free. So when sourcing a PSA order, buy in bulk as best you can, and honestly, pay in cash. Okay, here you go. This is a first edition too, which is actually pretty sweet. Wild Blaze Charizard. Charizard obviously is an easy sell. I'm hoping for a 10. I think it's actually pretty profitable. Out of 10, yes. Dude, PSA 10, let's go, dude. Okay, here we go. Got a Wild Blaze Charizard and a PSA 10. Couple more left. Okay, this is a card that I found in that same collection that I purchased. There was a Happy Birthday Pikachu, and I've wanted this card in a great grade for a while. This is really hard because a lot of kids, they actually wrote on it. They actually wrote on their Pokemon cards. Obviously, as you should, because kids should play with Pokemon cards. But I'm gonna collect them, dude. All right. Happy Birthday Pikachu and a PSA 7. Okay, that's honestly better than the one I have right now, but not the best. I'll probably PC this, but I'm gonna throw this here. Okay, here we go. Ooh, this is a heater in a good grade. I'm not very hopeful. I haven't seen this grade yet, but there's a lot of edge stuff on this, and the surface and the hollow wasn't great. So obviously a shadowless starter final form Venusaur, right? You had to send it in. I think no matter what, it makes sense price wise. So let's see. Maybe I'll get a great grade and make some money. Maybe I'll just make a little bit of money. Here we go. PSA 5. Excellent. Okay. It's not amazing. It's not terrible, but I'm happy about it. So one of my favorite random things to do is to hop on eBay, search ending soonest, and type in random things. I typed in Pokemon lot one night, and I came across this Pokemon Pikachu lot. This guy was selling a Pokemon lot full of Pikachu theme, and it had the Van Gogh Pikachu lot. And it looked okay. I thought it looked all right in the comps, or I thought it looked all right in the pictures, and it was ending at like 170 something bucks for all of it. So I'm looking at it going, I'm gonna buy all of it, sell most of it, and grade the Pikachu gray felt hat. Hopefully that's way cheap. So here we go. There's a million of these, and this is a PSA 9. Okay, 9s and 10s work. 9s are still profitable, depending on what you pay for the card, but 10s obviously are epic. I think, yep, I have another one. I would love a 10. And as much as profitable as a 10 would be, I'm probably going to PC this because it's a full art Pikachu. Here we go. PSA 10. Yes! Here we go, dude. Pikachu PSA 10. Let's go. It's super profitable, but we're collectors, right? You got to enjoy this. You got to afford your hobby, right? Here we go. Last card is a Mew. I saw the grade. Last card's a Mew VMAX. That is a PSA 9. Okay. Here we go. Not bad. Honestly, not bad. Here's tip number 5 when sourcing a PSA order. Be ruthlessly honest. Here's the thing. My first PSA submission, I thought, man, it's probably a 9. Really, it's a 7. Okay? Be honest. Here's the thing. You could lose big if you are wrong in your grades. See, in this submission, I think I had about 16 PSA 10 candidates in my brain, and I got 14 of them. So I was doing pretty good. 14 for 16 in PSA 10s. Some I sent knowing in that they're not going to get 10s, but it still makes sense to send in. When you're evaluating cards to grade, be ruthlessly honest. If you get the wrong grade, if you get a 6 when you were banking on a 9, that's a big deal. You actually lose money that way. So my first submission, I did not do great. I got like 40% PSA 10s, and 9s are essentially a wash, ultimately wasting your time. But as I begin to get more honest with my grading, saying, look, this white nick is a white nick, and it's time to not even grade this. Get picky with your cards, be honest, and try and get those 10s. Because if you get 10s and you're diligent and you're disciplined, you'll make some cash. All right, it's time to find out if I actually am profitable here based on some comps. So let me hop on 130 point. I'll be right back. Good news, spend some time on 130 point, and good news is I'm profitable. That's awesome. Although this is a TCG bulk submission and they're $15 a card, because I'm keeping some of them, I took the bill across the cards I'm selling. But look at my spreadsheet, I'm charging myself $24 a card on these grading fees. So that being said, I'm about $1,046 into buy costs and grading costs, and sold on the 20 cards, not the 29 cards, the 20 cards based on recent comps. I will sell about $1,900, which is a profit, $800. Now here's the reality. It may not sound like much, but I'm keeping some cards for myself. So for me, afford the hobby, I want to grow my PC and I want to do it for free. In fact, I actually did it with a profit of $800. See, this is afford the hobby. I'm not in it all for the money. I would love to make a lot of money doing this, but I also want to grow my PC. I'm a collector at heart. So although I'm only coming out $800, I'm keeping 9 cards in graded condition in my personal PC. So I consider that a win. So maybe you're like me and you don't have a ton of cash. You can't just splash cash and buy any card you want at any time, but you need to be smart. You need to be nimble. You need to make some good decisions about how you're gonna either buy and afford this hobby. Stick with me. This is what I'm doing. I don't do it perfectly, but as I learn something, I'm happy to share it with you. So hit that subscribe button, hit like if you stuck around to the end of this video. Thanks for being here. Hopefully you learned something. Peace.